last time I said, this is close to me.
I tried to do it the kind way.
But
We're living here, registered and all kinds of problems. I'm waiting for Ann to straighten that out for me.
That's okay.
We would never, we don't usually do that, but.
I know, I'm just.
Chuck is a cold hard ass.
I'm just saying.
Another year.
I don't have those anymore.
He's just happy every day that he's above ground at his age.
That happens to be true.
Capricorn.
Aquarius.
Oh, you're an Aquarius. You're on the other side.
I'm a cuss.
I didn't say cusk, I said cusk.
You're not one of
All right,
those.
it's 8:30, are we ready?
Well, it depends on which calendar.
Executive,
If the old calendar, I would have been.
Director Siemens, are we ready?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever you are.
She's busy being a
Commissioner
Capricorn, so.
Sure. Whatever you
Morning,
say,
everybody, and
Mr.
welcome to
Chairman.
the January 29th Carroll County Commissioners meeting.
30th.
30th.
Alrighty.
Is it the 30th already? Where's the time
Yeah, I
going?
know.
Well, it's 24 hours done yesterday.
If you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. The Pledge of Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Label.
when you retire, give me a second.
I think you lost track of time when you were working.
I've been informed by our executive director that yesterday was Commissioner Parker's birthday, so
Really?
happy,
I'm sorry.
happy birthday, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Commissioner Parker.
We get coffee and donuts?
The cake coming
The
later?
cake is coming later.
Okay.
After I leave, so you guys get more of it. so.
Ah,
I move we approve everything on this list and call home.
not yet. Damn it.
Today is not your birthday.
Do we have any media or anything, Melissa, nobody,
We have
No one's on the Zoom yet.
no
GovernmentOversite.com.
media?
No.
Public comment?
Brad, sit down.
Yeah, Fred came from Wolfboro. I've been kind of grumpy the last week and a half with the cold, the snow, the work.
I haven't noticed
been out
any difference.
straight, But I hope I don't take it out on you guys. So,
This is why we have Commissioner Parker.
I did have
He's the humor part of this meeting.
a request in, and I did get a response this morning, but this was from December from the executive coordinator saying they hadn't been filled and all, which, you know, I still like to have them filled. But I also asked about the vehicles that have been impounded. I have a phone call into the sheriff's department, and if that was the case, I don't know why 2 months ago, in the 7th of December, wasn't said, contact them directly. And I do also have a question that I asked the commissioners, and the commissioners responded to me. I asked about the holiday pay when they changed that policy, if the agency staff get that holiday pay. Then they being an outside contractor, you were doing it for per diem employees, and your comment was, that's a good question, you find out and let me know, and of course, the HR director was here, so I assume she knows that answer, and I assume, could probably answer it now if we're paying the outside agency, a contracted person. And one of my requests that I had for the agency staff, I asked what the numbers of agency staff was, and the executive coordinator in her email this morning at 6:55 stated that they don't have that piece of paper document, so they can't provide it, which I think we know how many agency staff we have there. I've watched the administrator from the nursing home, give numbers when he comes to talk, so maybe it's not on the paper, but they know how many agency staff are there. Thank you.
Yes.
I suggested to Mr. Kane that the office is open Monday through Friday from 8 to 4. He doesn't need an appointment, just stop in. Probably the best way to get the answers for everything he's looking for regarding agency staffing can be found on the invoices. They're very detailed invoices. They show what day we had agency staff, how many, what rate they were paid at, all the questions. Be more than happy to have them come in and we can set it all out for them to review at any time.
Great, we will do that.
I did ask for electronically, which I
It's-
have got totals before.
It consumes probably a file drawer at our office, so that the time to scan it all in and send it, it would,
It's difficult.
we'd be more than happy to make copies or scan any particular
Copies
documents
work.
he wanted, but
I assume when I get the files that they send the PDF of it, it's in our computer system, and it's easy, just, that's one line and sends the total out. It's not somebody manually going through every month, every invoice.
All
I've
right,
got them for
let's
2
see if we
years.
can, we'll discuss that.
Okay.
If we can figure out a way to do this. The agency staff, excuse me one second, Warden.
You beat me.
Did you have an answer on that, Linda, as far as paying the agency staff?
Holiday
If you
thing.
could clarify what you mean by are they paid holiday? Are you asking are they paid overtime for working a holiday? Are you looking for, are they getting the holiday pay that normal employees get? Yeah,
The assistant director, Dunn, was here to change the wording in the holiday pay to include per diem employees. And she came and talked on it, and that piqued my interest and asked, well, if you're changing the wording so that per diem would get it, who are part-time employees, I want to know if the agency staff are getting holiday pay.
okay, no, they're not. They're not being paid like our folks. They're strictly paid for each shift that they work.
So they wouldn't get the bump for a holiday. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good? Warden?
I
Good
just
morning, Warden.
Good morning, Warden Sinclair from Sandwich. I wanted to let the commissioners know that there is a series of Civics Refresh meetings in Sandwich monthly that'll go through, I think, June. Basically discussions of how different branches of government work. We had our first session, which was about town meeting, a couple of weeks ago, and the February session will be about county government. It's on February 18th at 6:30 at the Doris Benz Community Center. That's a Wednesday. And I just thought it might be interesting to have one or more of the commissioners at the meeting to answer questions. It's basically a friendly overview of what the county does for us, what we provide to them in support, how the elections are run, and just the mechanics of what the county government is for. So I think it would be a nice
What day
opportunity
is
to.
that?
It's a Wednesday, February 18th, 6:30
I'd be
PM.
happy to,
And any or all of you are welcome to attend, and,
I must decline. I'm having surgery the day before, so I don't think I can stay around.
okay, you're excused, thank you.
But thank you for
Commissioner
the
Parker.
As you know, I live down the
But
street, so I will.
You don't have to give me an answer right now, but I think it'd be a
I'd be
nice
happy to do that.
opportunity to sort of
Yeah,
roll things out for people.
be great. Dallas?
Dallas Emery, I'll speak. So I'm just here to thank everybody that voted for me in this recent, primary. I didn't win it. I come in close second. Dale got it. He better marketer than I am, I guess. So anybody that did vote for me, Wolfboro, Tuftonboro, Ospey, I want to thank them all and let them know that I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be here and I'm going to try again. So.
Thank you for running. We need more people to step up, we're having a hard time.
Yes, one of my more surreal moments when I was in the State House, I opened the elevator door and there's Dallas right on the other side of it.
That's true.
Today's the last day of sign up for Molten Borough, and is that right? Yesterday, there was only one person signed up for 2 seats for the selectman position. So
Nobody likes
nobody
politics.
wants- Yeah, it's very difficult these days, for whatever reason. Any other comments? No, seeing none, we'll move on to meeting minute approval for January 5th, 2026.
So moved.
You've all read it, I'm assuming.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Of course I read it. Melissa says it to me at home.
There you go. Manifests, we have quite a few since we haven't had a meeting for 3 weeks.
I blame the
These
weather.
are all, well, they're not, the first four are 2025. Payroll for December 19th was $250,408.70. Accounts payable for December 19th was $1,223,868.98. Payroll for December 26th was $308,984.30. Accounts payable for December 29th was $361,981.92. Payroll for January 2nd of 2026, these are all 2026 from here on in, $291,793.92. Payroll for January 9th was $308,197.94.
I'd like to see $308.
January 16th was $252,137.12. And January 23rd was $309,591.01. Accounts payable, January 9th, $700,744.62. January 16th, $683,521.59. January 23rd, $268,548.55. January 29th, $423,561.56.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
take a breath.
yes.
The very last one should say payroll, not payables.
And thank you. And payroll for January 30th is $261,265.29.
I move we approve.
Second,
All in favor? Aye.
with the correction.
With the correction.
Yeah, with the correction.
Payroll. Line item transfers.
Mr. Chandler? So, we're in preparing the end of year line item transfers. I soon realized, as departments were sending them over, that we were going to have 28 individual line item transfer forms for you to approve. So, in the interest of your time, paper, and then all the adjusting journal entries over at the finance office afterwards, I looked at the budget to find one line that we could pull from to cover all of the line item transfers that are necessary. In the Human Services Department, for some reason, I'm not sure why, we were over budgeted $564,000. So I'm proposing that we pull from that one line to cover all of the line item transfers that are needed for a total of $416,176.
We pay court bills.
Sorry?
I said we pay court bills.
We pay court bailiffs, but we're reimbursed by the state. We have to show it on the expense and the revenue side.
Commissioner Chandler?
Just fine with me.
And if you have any I put notes
One
on
motion,
some
is
of
that what you're looking for? Or what? A
We
motion?
will have to have a motion. Commissioner Parker?
Don't look at me. Commissioner Chandler's an equal, commissioner.
Well, I'm just asking if you have any questions.
I'm working on it. And we double checked why we have this much money in that line. It's like a mystery.
I wasn't involved in the preparation of the budget last year. I wasn't able to find the calculation. It looks like one extra payment, a 13th payment to BEAS was budgeted for some reason
In 25.
for the 25 budget, yep.
As long as we're not short $565,000, that's really good
Right.
news.
Are we sure? We're not sure.
Yep, I verified that we've made all the payments for 2025 and there's $564,000 left in that line.
It's a Christmas morning.
I also asked if we could carry it over to 2026 to pay, and we're not allowed to do that.
Not allowed to do that.
No.
Okay, so we're going to take, And we've run this by our county people, obviously.
County people.
Accounting.
Um,
Otherwise, we had, whoever was, well, there was nobody there.
You're just gonna have to trust I know what I'm doing, I guess.
Yeah, can we hold?
Thanks. We'd like to do these adjustments because we're in the process of closing out the end of the year prior to your next meeting, so.
I'm
It
not
is
comfortable.
interesting to note that out of 28 line item transfers, only 10 of them are over the $10,000 threshold, so hopefully we'll get that change in legislation.
Could you survive another week with a holding on this?
It would be 2 weeks, and I'd rather not.
That's not the question I asked.
Do you have specific, is there anything?
I really would like where the hell this money came from and why wasn't it spent? And I don't want to sit there and spend all this and realize that all of a sudden there was a mistake somewhere. I'm not saying you, I'm just saying,
Would you be willing to approve it as long as I'm able to provide information that satisfies Commissioner Parker's question? Contingent on supplying
That's it, what's the commissioner's question?
he wants to know why we have so much
Why
money
we have the money
left
left,
over.
why we had, and according to,
and why we have the money, and I don't doubt that we, well, actually, I am doubting we do, but the point being is, where did it come from? Make sure we're not going to spend something we don't have. And I don't mind the 28, 29 line items, that's fine. It's just, like, just $500,000 roughly floating around in the budget that wasn't assigned for anything.
It is assigned to pay,
Or to pay that, yeah.
to send to the state for BEAS. I will say it's a little challenging to budget for it because of when the schedule of payments comes out versus our calendar year budget. So even I had a challenge in estimating what it will be for 2026. So it could just be that I
So
know
all
the
the
payment
people-
has gone down for 2026.
You make the motion, Gene seconds, I'll
I'm not
vote
sure.
when I get the vote.
I can show you the list of payments that were made and,
no, it's a legitimate question. I have,
oh yeah.
It's it's kind of like double check before you cut, so.
And
I see-
remember that our
I see nothing
bottom,
wrong with that.
our bottom line of our budget is, we're gonna be about $2 million overall under budget for 2025. So this isn't raising anything extra, the money's still there. It's just preventing someone from having to, for example,
But that's the point.
To cover this
The
re-
money's there for something we're not quite 100% sure about.
we don't have any outstanding bills that apply to this amount of money.
Did we budget more, so we budgeted more last year for BES than we actually
Needed,
paid?
than we
Okay,
actually
okay,
needed.
But then we actually needed.
We made all of our payments.
Right.
For 2025. I've confirmed that and confirmed again.
So we don't know how that happened. Why?
No, I don't know where the estimate from the former finance
Right,
person,
but the money
I
is
don't know where
there.
it came from, absolutely. And I gave you the latest budget versus actual for, we're still posting to 2025. This is just a matter of efficiency doing it this way.
I don't have a problem with how you did it. I just,
Okay.
all of a sudden, so we have $564,000 floating around, so. And I find that in government interesting, so.
I mean, we have an extra $2 million in the bottom line.
Shh, don't say that.
Don't tell me.
That's unaudited. That's the initial estimate.
I'll make the motion to, well,
Go ahead.
I would make the motion to approve it, be contingent on,
I wouldn't even do a contingent.
okay.
I mean, you could. What would you do to prove it? Give us a list.
I'll show you the bill, the invoices from BEAS and the payments, and then show you the January bill for BEAS,
No
showing
heavy
that we have
signing
no
there.
balance for 2025.
Okay.
I'll make the motion, we approve it. It's a transfer of $416,176 from the money we have in the BES Human Services Department, which currently is $564,930. And it's 28 different lines. I don't really want to sit here and read them, but they're available if you'd like to see them.
Yeah, there's copies, I don't know what's looking
Copies,
at.
yeah.
Yeah, I have extra copies here too.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
And it just, when it comes to time for the executive committee to approve the line item transfer, we'll have backup for all of
Right.
this, just in the interest of today and efficiency.
For those that don't know how it works, we have to get delegation approved for line item transfers.
So do you have some copies if they want?
Sure.
People want them?
Of course.
Because they can have mine.
Brett Cave wants one, you can see the look on his face.
Email it to,
Fine. Maybe an extra $500,000 floating. I mean, I could understand the reasons, but,
Lonnie did the budget, and we don't know what she did.
Yeah.
None of us are here. So
well, that's
the
fine.
good news is we're over 500,000 and not under 500,000.
I agree with you there, but I just, like I said, double check.
Yeah, not a bad thing. Encumbrances.
shouldn't say that. Hopefully it's in your packet. I wonder if I need my laptop. Sorry, my laptop.
Saw it somewhere.
Yes, it's colorful, you just passed
This
it.
one right here, yeah.
Right there.
I
Yep.
saw it.
So,
We all have color.
I'll just open mine up here, okay. So I am requesting the commissioners approve encumbering $3,600,084.60. These are all related to the supplemental budget that was approved by the delegation, and you'll see in the notes that all of these projects are, what the status of everything is. So the 3.6 million comes from the blue highlighted.
That are in process.
Figures,
Or
yep.
about to be done, right?
Yeah, we have some things that have been purchased that are on back order. We have the impound lot, we have a signed agreement for that, but obviously that won't start till the spring.
The water project's ongoing.
Our asbestos abatement, we have a contract we've had since 2024. We're just waiting for permission from USDA to start that for this building. We have a signed agreement for the Mountain View HVAC. The water system project is contracted and in process. The electronic records project, they were here Wednesday to start that project. They took a whole truckload of boxes. I don't know if you had the registry record system moving over to Fiddler,
Fiddler,
that's
right.
in process. So we need to carry the money over to pay the bills when those projects are complete.
What are we doing with the paper records after they're done? Didn't we discuss this?
So they're going to a facility to be scanned.
That part I get.
Coming back, they're coming back here.
No,
They're not coming back.
no.
Where are they going?
They're going to be disposed of, shredded, except for
Sheriff's Department?
meeting minutes and annual reports, where we'll get those back as of this time.
I particularly like that.
Well, the whole point is not to have to store everything, but
Yeah, I'm not ready to sit there and shred everything either, just because we're in transition. Call me just being obstinate.
I guess we could get them back. I mean,
So the plan is, they took human resources records first.
yeah.
Because those were the most organized and easy to pick off the project. They're going to scan the first box and then send it to us, what it's going to look like, so
To
we
see
can
the
approve it.
format, yeah.
And then they're going to proceed from there. I can get more information for you about what happens next, the disposition of all that paper, but the goal was to,
I understand. But by statute, we don't have to retain the actual paper, right? It's just,
right, we can do it electronically. And it's not just one copy of this. There are backup copies of it also.
Where?
I'll have to get that for you, because I can't remember off the top of my head.
Are they paper or electronic?
Electronic.
electronic. Well, it's in process and we don't have to decide today. You can get,
I'm not 100% sure on that,
okay.
because it sounds like they're gonna dispose of them once they do them.
And I'd be more than happy to set up a call
I don't wanna call.
to have all
They're
your
not gonna,
questions
they're not gonna,
answered.
they're gonna do the first batch,
Yeah.
not dispose of the records.
No, they're not gonna scan a box and shred it, scan and shred,
Right.
no.
Right.
No.
We're gonna look at it and see if
Are
it's.
you sure?
So Karen in our office is coming over in a little while. She'll be able to answer more questions because she's been the lead on this project.
So it's human resources, what else?
We're doing human resources records, payroll, finance, the county attorney, the sheriff's department. Over the course of probably 2 years, I would imagine.
Theoretically, it would be a lot easier to find a record
Oh, no, I don't-
in the electronic system than it would going back there and digging them out. I mean,
I don't have a problem with them being transferred to electronics. What I have a problem is shredding original documents. There's a difference.
I get it.
Because I don't trust electronic systems, because electronic systems can crash.
True.
Look at this thing, it's off.
That's where it's supposed to be.
Oh, sorry, bad example.
I can get you more on that.
Get back, yeah, we'll wait for
Yeah.
we'll wait for Karen to come back, but let's go back to the encumbrances.
Okay, but we
Let's
are,
wait, let's not shred anything till we finalize something.
okay.
Are we okay with 3.6?
Oh, that, sure, that's fine.
I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
We're going to vote to encumber $3,600,084.60. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, fine.
Do we have any copies of this, Melissa, too?
I think so. If not, I
If
can
you
make,
don't,
spent $60,000
oh,
on
okay,
this
we have
building.
mine.
okay, I'd be happy to make copies too here. We have this copy of. And then I had one more encumbrance. I'm just trying to
One more.
find it. It's, I don't have it written out for you, but it is it's for the corrections budget. It's line item 14230-025. Medical services and supplies
Okay.
in the amount of $72,462. And that is for inmate medical services. The superintendent indicated that sometimes those bills aren't received by the county when the inmate has to go out
In a
for
timely
medical.
manner,
Yep,
yes.
sometimes we don't get the bills until May or June for services provided in the previous year, and he just wanted the money to be able to pay those bills when they come in.
And that would be in his next year's budget.
I'll tell you later.
He does have money in his, he just doesn't obviously want that 72,000 to come out of his 26 budget, so he's asking to encumber.
70, how much? 72,462?
Yes.
So that changes the total of 3 million.
If you don't mind voting on it separately.
Okay, so we can do,
So moved.
we want another addition for $72,462.
You already moved it, I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Great, thank you. That's all I have.
Keep it
You
moving.
need to make some copies.
Gotta keep the trains moving.
Yep. Try to take yours, I'll make copies if anybody wants.
Laundry addition project. I saw, where it is,
Right in front of you.
it's right here. Commissioner. Director Murray, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. I brought Barry Salter, the president of Bonnet Page and Stone, with me.
Vice President.
As the what?
Vice President.
Vice President.
Good morning.
Just got a promotion and didn't take it, huh?
No. I respect my partner. How are you gentlemen today? Thank you for taking an interest in the project.
Oh, we're interested.
Oh, I appreciate that, thank you. I know you have some questions about schedule,
That's
probably
really-
mostly trusses. But
It's just the schedule in general, knowing that we're under a time constraint.
We are under time constraint.
Yes, we are.
I've put together some material here. First page is the project timelines and what's been going on behind the scenes since the pre-construction meeting, actually a little before the pre-construction meeting. Main one.
That's good. this at my feet.
And then the back 2 pages are our schedule moving forward. Okay?
And the big question is, do we anticipate any problem meeting the deadline?
Do not.
Okay.
Do not.
So the trust issue is it's a little slow, but that's not going to hold us up.
Well, let's go through the process, just so you understand. For such a nice little addition, it is complicated, which is fine. Everything, including the cold metal form framing you're seeing going up, is engineered and shop drawings and approval process, and it all starts with the truss design and the loading of the trusses, and that all starts with the rooftop unit. That goes on top of that for the DOAS unit for air and et cetera. All those weights and spacings that have the requirements for return and supply have to take into the truss calculation. And all that went through smoothly, as you can see on the timeline here. The issue turned up to be, that showed up, back on November 21st, and through now, is that these trusses are fire treated because of the rating. And I have checked with the architect, and there aren't any options, other ways of treating those trusses or protecting and maintaining the fire rating that's required for code. So with that said,
How do they treat trusses for fire?
well, they take typical dimension lumber after they're
Right.
designed, 2x4s, 2x6s,
Yeah, I know
in
how
some
they're
cases,
made.
2x8s, and then they send them through a process similar to pressure treated.
Pressure treating, yeah.
Similar, but it's a different product, and because there's not a lot of demand, there's always a lead time issue, and generally that lead time is about 2 weeks. All the blocking and et cetera for the project is also fire treated, dimension lumber, and that was ordered a month ago because we know there's a lead time for that. Boise Cascade, the truss manufacturer, doesn't order the fire treated lumber until the final design is done. And we went from, at the beginning, the first report, an 8-week lead time for the lumber, and then 2 weeks for the truss production. We pushed back, said unacceptable. We got to a 7-week treated lumber delivery in a 2-week truss production, pushed back again. We're now down to a 6-week fire treated lumber production and delivery in a 1-week truss production. So right now our trusses are scheduled to be here delivered on site March 4th. With that said, many different ways of building the project, I'd like to put those trusses on and then do the under slab plumbing and pour the concrete. We're just going to change gears here. Lenny out there is going to finish the light gauge and cold form metal framing next week, put the dense glass on. We're going to bring over a ground heater, and we're going to do the under slab plumbing and the concrete slab ahead of the truss delivery so we don't lose any time. That's the process. We understand your June deadline, and we know that's a
I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that we've got government funds involved here,
Sure.
it would, a
Well,
week or two one way or the other wouldn't matter, but.
It's important to us,
Yeah,
as it is to you.
Construction projects have a way of
They do. but-
slipping away, and I want to make sure that doesn't happen.
And I'm happy to meet with you folks on a regular basis and sit down and talk about it so you can see the schedule and see what's going on. I think it's important, and we appreciate your interest.
Okay,
But
great.
the end date is a non-movable object, I understand that.
That's for sure.
That's the one thing I can control. I can't control Boise, Cascade. I try to control everything I possibly can. My wife thinks I do, certainly. But
I'm not going there. Commissioner Chandler? Commissioner Parker? All right, great, as long as we're on schedule. I know it's on everybody's radar, but
no, we're making changes to stay on schedule. We're doing things in a different order.
Director Murray, I'm sure will
Yeah, well,
keep that moving.
all I can do is communicate and push buttons. That's about it. Every project runs into its own delays, but the worst delays are the ones that are so obvious. We've been looking at this for about a month with not much change. So that naturally raises some eyebrows, hence this conversation.
yes.
Yes.
But as I said, not making excuses, I really would like you to understand the process, that cold form metal framing can't go up and be engineered until the roof trusses are engineered, and those couldn't be engineered until the rooftop unit was finalized. And generally, when a project's larger, there is more time frame of concrete work, more time frame of site work, but this is a small enough job where everything happens in these much shorter intervals, that those processes have not outpaced the construction schedule. But please look at the front page.
Okay, we will, thank you.
I appreciate it, thank you. Anything else?
No, we're good.
Thank you all.
All right.
Good.
You guys happy?
Yeah, so far the quality of construction is fine. Absolutely. We were just concerned about the delay.
I'm glad you're concerned. We appreciate people being involved. Thank you.
Thank you.
You would be surprised how many people aren't involved. So, thank you. It warmed up today a little.
Barely. Is there any reason we can't skip to the opening of the?
Sure, let's do that.
Let's do that, so Wharton doesn't have to hang around any longer than he wants.
He likes to have her around,
Oh, maybe he does.
I think. I mean, come on, what's going on in Sandwich right now?
3 bids.
I'm taking that.
Oh, we got another bid. You can take your choice.
I don't, well,
You're gonna look for one of them.
Just because you take a box doesn't mean you commit.
And what are the bids for?
These are for the proposed solar array for the jail. Our solar committee did an RFP, and
I gotta admit, this is some of the better RFPs I've seen. Nice folders.
Mr. Sinkler is in charge of that committee.
Ooh, we got illustrations.
Illustrations.
well,
Technical difficulties?
yes, I think so. Yeah, let's see.
Technology.
Would you care to,
When I actually find the amount of money, I would love to.
Commissioner Parker?
I have nothing yet. We need to put a cover sheet on this.
Well, since I have one that is ready to go here, this is from New England Clean Energy. And they are in Hudson, Massachusetts. It's titled Carroll County, New Hampshire Solar Project at Carroll County Departments of Correction. Total price for the turnkey system, fully installed, permitted, and fully operational is $433,827, or $2.85 per watt before incentives. Net cost after federal 30% direct pay incentive and plus 10% low-income community bonus adder brings the cost down to $260,296, if I'm reading this correctly. Does that sound somewhat
I think
close?
that's
Somewhat
in the
close?
ballpark of what we were expecting. You want me to come up?
Yeah.
What was the company name on that one? I
The
didn't-
company is New England Clean Energy. It gives you a little bit of an overview. New England Clean Energy solar energy systems throughout New England. For 20 years out of the same location, Hudson, Mass, we've completed over 3,000 installations to date. You may be familiar, I'm not familiar with them. You may.
Actually, for their walkthrough, I was there, so I met the guy. And other than that, I was not previously. Are we going to be able to review these and sort of compare and contrast?
No, that's what you're gonna do now. We just opening the bids.
Okay,
And
fine.
then you take the bids, come
Okay,
back to
fine.
us with a recommendation or whatever you think
Okay, very
is,
good.
if it's doable or not doable. Did you come up with a number here, Commissioner Chairman?
You're in charge of that.
I'm in charge of that? Okay, I'm in
Yes,
charge.
we know that he did not.
Okay, maybe I am, and maybe I'm not.
Yeah, set of qualifications.
The other one was pretty easy to read.
We need a
Yeah,
cover sheet.
well, good luck.
The other one had a cover sheet. There's a lot of paper here. Let's see if it says this. Cover letter, solar proposal 4. Let me decide. Estimated time. I don't know. Commissioner Parker, have you been able to
Yes, I have.
discern the,
I just a little confused by they had credits and all kinds of other things, and I don't know if that's,
Well, this is Barrington Solar, or Solar Barrington, from Barrington, New Hampshire. The direct purchase turnkey project price is $398,839 with an asterisk. You could deduce $20,000 if you don't need a fence, or you have to add $12,000 if you need a payment performance bond. So, but the middle of the line is $398,839. And, but they also have a local crew, and their head foreman and electrician lives in Wakefield. I know it's not Effingham.
but we should be, I didn't see, is the price on this? Did you see it? Keep going.
Our RFP sheet, it's just, I mean, a cover sheet, just giving us the bottom.
Yeah, we,
And it's not you, it's just every
is this it? All right, yeah, I got it.
but it's some credits and
That's probably revision energy, right?
This one is from Revision Energy.
Answer is yes.
Revision Energy,
That's what I was kind of anticipating.
and its turnkey system cost, including allowances, is $524,973. Investment tax credit is $159, which gets you down to $374,614, which appears to be the net cost.
I guess so.
Net
That's
cost,
what I'm
net,
sure.
After
net,
incentives.
net cost of this, yeah, that's the incentives. And then it breaks down all the savings, and it's pretty extensive here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's a well-done presentation, which you will
They're very
probably
good.
understand. You will understand much better than I do.
Yeah, we'll try to make an apples to apples comparison for you. And, you know, obviously price is going to be important. And we'll also try to summarize the estimated production and what the value of that will be to the county, and an IRR based on the revenue, the anticipated savings. It's really savings, not revenue. And then also, if you want, I emailed the CDFA, Community Development Finance Authority, which is a New Hampshire-based organization that provides low-interest loans for municipalities, including counties, for projects such as these, and they did reiterate the availability of 2.75% interest loan for 80% of the cost of the project. That was sort of part of the presentation that I made in, I think it was early November or something. And that's a nice add-on because the payments are essentially covered by the savings. But we'll review the numbers based on now actual cost
Right.
and see how it all holds up. And I'll include the consideration as an option, obviously, for going to the CDFA for a loan.
You had originally given us what you thought the estimates somewhat close. Where does this come in?
This comes in a little bit
A
higher.
little bit higher.
I was sort of ballparking about
Mhm.
$350K list price before incentives, and these are, yeah, a little north of that, but not,
Yeah,
you know.
100,000, give or take.
and I think another thing we were not aware of is that due to the median income for Carroll County, we may qualify for an additional 10% of incentive, so that will do a fair amount to offset that difference in assumptions.
Right, the increase that you anticipated, okay. Yes,
Could you just include corrections in looking at the final thing to make sure there's nothing in there that has changed substantially that would cause a problem with what's going, with the installation? Is that possible?
Corrections, I'm sorry, I'm not sure.
Well, what's where we're putting it, isn't it?
Department of
Oh,
Corrections.
I'm sorry.
that's something that's going to,
Not corrections in here, Department of Corrections.
it's gonna be their
Right.
facility, right?
Yeah, so, sorry, say that again now.
Well, I just would like to make sure they're included to review.
In the discussion.
And not
Yeah.
to, they don't need to be involved in the whole thing, because you're the experts on that, but at least to make sure there's nothing been included that would
That's gonna
preempt them.
be a problem for
Yes,
them.
right,
Yeah.
that's all.
Good idea. We will take these quotes
All
and
right.
review the pertinent aspects with Brian
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
make sure, Brian King, and
Just want to make sure that they haven't
make sure that they're on board with
decided to
all of
save
that.
$50,000 by installing it in a cell or something.
Okay, point well taken.
Mr. Parker, any questions?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, may I have a point of information, please?
No.
Yes.
And usually, in all the installation of solar, usually there's a decommission bond. I don't hear that mentioned here. Who does that?
I didn't read the whole thing, we'll take a look at that. It may be in the proposal, I don't know. So the proposal's pretty extensive.
It's very important to make sure that's in there somewhere.
Noted.
And I don't know if the county does that themselves or the installer. I'm not sure how that works.
So the lifetime of these is typically 30 years, and that makes it hard to estimate decommissioning costs, so far in advance. But, I mean, we can certainly jot down some thoughts regarding that. I'm not sure that it makes, let's.
We'll explore it.
Yeah, let's
explore
look at it.
Yeah.
Why don't you stay for, thank you, Warden.
Okay, thank you.
Why don't you stay for a minute while you're here? We will have Director match it. I believe.
Hey, Bob. Somebody's looking for him, I think, I don't know, I can't see who it is.
He's the one.
So much for that right there. Nothing, you just got called away because somebody's looking for him down there.
Yeah. Sorry, someone was saying, Bob, Bob.
I want to see the long term.
Yeah.
Numbers don't add up in my mind.
You know, can you see down there really high? Thought I heard someone saying, Bob.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a system, yeah.
Small.
In the audience? Sorry, Bob, sure. No, it's okay. It's your moment.
Yeah, here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. My favorite part is employee longevity. We have one honoree this month. Bob Murray has been here for 15 years, actually 15 years and almost another full month, because you were here January 3rd was his start
Keeping the
date.
trains running on time.
Yeah.
Keep the lights on.
Came to us with quite a bit of knowledge, owned his own business as a plumber, plumbing and heating.
Plumbing, HVAC.
Yeah, so we had a subject matter expert come right in the door for us. And we've been doing all kinds of stuff ever since.
I'm here to help. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
For the 15 years.
Thank
you
For the
very
service to the town.
Thank you.
How many more you got to go? 5, 6?
5.5.
Okay.
Nobody's counting, come on.
7 days.
Right, 32 minutes.
Okay, I guess we shall go back to Hale's location. We will recess at
9:18.
Can you
9.
tell just a second before we do? I just want
Sure.
to mention something if it's okay, because I had checked,
You
when
may.
I talked to you about, I checked with Melissa. I was approached at a function the other day by the RSVP folks up in Conway. Mostly, obviously, they were concerned that we had reduced what they had requested for funding, and that was one concern, but the other concern was that I was told that none of the nonprofits had been notified when we didn't include funding for them. So I said, well, that doesn't sound quite right, but let me find out. So I asked Melissa, she said no, and specifically RSVP, apparently there's 3 or 4 emails going back and forth. So the nonprofits were notified that we hadn't included them in the budget. I'm sure they were happy to hear that, but that's the way it goes. But at least they were notified. I was concerned that they weren't, because that would have severely restricted their time to go to the towns. But now they have been notified, so if they want to do the town way, they can. So I thank you, Melissa, for
Sure.
doing it and letting me know that, so,
Yep.
yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
good. So now at 9:19,
919.
we will go into Hale's location.
And I have their public budget hearing posted for 9:30, so if you could also, in a minute, at 9:30 recess into that,
Okay.
open the
For the
public hearing and
yeah.
then close that. So this is just the regular business stuff.
First item on the agenda here is approval of the January 5th minutes.
They were stunning. I approve them because they were just amazing work done on those.
Do I hear a second?
Second, sure.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good work, pretty complicated, and it's really quite a,
Took me a while to figure them out, but I got it.
We're going to approve I'm going to approve the MS-60A, which is the Hales location Department of Revenue Administration property. Which one is this, Melissa?
Mr. Chairman, if you wouldn't mind holding that one until after the budget hearing.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
That's, we have,
I think that's page 2 of the one.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a waiver.
Yep.
We have a check in the amount of, we have a check payable to Carroll County in the amount of $7,294.95. And that is for software, correct? Reimbursement of salaries, Dean Slayton and S. Rivard. Commissioner Treasurer stipend.
It's reimbursing for monies that the county paid out.
Right.
For salaries, payroll.
Questions?
no,
I need a motion.
so moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Yea.
Aye. Again, that was in the amount of 7. Okay. So what's the extra, is there 2 checks, Melissa?
I'm not sure.
There's a, it's 7,200, and then there's 6 for 7,300 total. Am I-
Do you mind if I look at it?
No,
Or-
fire away.
okay. Well, you do that one, the con item.
This one is, this is the agreement with the town of Conway for the tax collector, I believe. Vehicle registrations. This is the agreement between Conway and the Hills location for motor vehicle registrations.
Move, we accept it.
Second.
Sign it.
All in favor?
Approve it wherever, all right.
Aye.
I understood the gist of Commissioner Chandler's motion, so I still move it second. Oh my God, they didn't put the B in on that side.
The $6 is related to deed research fee
Yeah, but the check's only
at the
for-
registry of
The
deeds.
check's only for 7,200.
So there's $6
Oh, there
check.
it is. Okay.
Yeah, and then
My bad.
This is the other check. It's in the car.
And there was a second check for $6 payable to, also, payable to registry of deeds.
Poor dog. I'm gonna go kidnap her myself at this point.
And we're waiting till 9:30.
Yeah, Carroll's signatures on that.
Oh. Some more signatures?
Is there?
Oh, yes, there is.
Yeah.
Commissioner Chandler is correct.
I've signed.
Oh, he signed.
Wow, perhaps if you read it.
It does.
I've only written 25 once so far this year. I've been lucky.
I used to always have that problem. I don't seem to anymore. I don't know why.
I'll put it over here in the sign pocket. Oh, this is fun.
Can we recess for 5 or?
We can recess for 5 minutes.
I'm not moving.
Okay.
We're going to recess for 5 minutes. Turn the heat on for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. No. It's cold. Mr. Rick and Murray. I know.
Yeah. My grandson gave it. It's like, yeah, I think you should wear this. It's a little clip. It's supposed to be a hair clip.
Blinky!
Oh, yeah. That's what it happened.
Sweeties.
Like, that's kind of a dog.
Right, but I mean, you plan for that in detail, yeah.
Gotta be done. I waited hell day. I was actually almost $1.
Yeah, I don't
So the vacuum can be used for another not necessarily to take out.
Slicky, you have a very good nose.
Unless it's not.
Jack had $1 with me, but you turned it down.
I can.
Most of the panels that are made today are silicon-based panels.
Karen went through all the meetings. Karen went through all the meetings and found all the days that aren't signed for 2025. So I need you guys to send a stack of stuff. It's all the meeting minutes that aren't signed. Well, then, I don't know what happens to them.
Yes.
Slinky, did you get the minutes?
Also, the jail union contract needs to be signed.
We'll do it. Carol can do a lot.
Please, let's go through this.
You're gonna take this one.
Copies of it, you have the, right, in the packet. Yes, Karen, Kurt.
Our operations are responsible.
I do too.
That's the right
I
side.
was never a small dog.
Depends on the dog.
No, I got some friends with small dogs. They're really quite fun.
There's a size jealousy.
Yeah. Always assume it's always assume it's
I was talking about your home. 5 foot,
Yes,
what is
I
it?
understand.
You went
I know
down
exactly what you mean.
You went down the weird road on me.
I wouldn't be screaming because that would be loud.
All right, whoever does hail locations minutes, I do have a middle initial
That's Karen.
What?
reminder.
He would like his middle initial and his signature.
On the heels?
Who's that?
I was like, those aren't mine.
Oh, what?
I mean, well, he's
The
a
Hales
hail.
insurance.
Yeah, okay.
There's always
I
Harold.
thought he was talking about those
He
minutes.
just signed Carroll B. Parker.
All about the bee.
I know it is, I know it is.
Tenacious.
Yeah, actually, Ed just turned it back on. He had it off.
Gene, this building's a piece of junk.
He turned it off because it's noisy,
Yeah, that's the reason for it.
but it's cold in here. It's on now.
All right, it's 9:30. Are we ready to,
Go ahead, I'm just signing.
Yes. I'm ready.
where's Ed?
Ed, we're starting a meeting.
Ed, Ed.
In fact, you could yell at him for once in a while.
I know, I was just thinking the same thing. It's 9:31. Okay, we will now go into the public hearing for the Hales location budget.
And we do have one. Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I'm Denise Lynch from the tax collector at Hales.
We also have a resident from Hales, Peter Carroll. You've met him before,
Yes,
so.
good morning.
How you doing?
Good.
And remind me, are you the president of the association?
Not yet, treasurer.
Treasurer, that's right. They're backwards. Thank you.
Do you have any extra copies? I left, believe it or not, I left mine at home.
Of course, yep.
No, I left mine at home. Thanks.
You're welcome.
So, most of my questions are gonna be more procedural, than like criticizing the numbers, or whatever, so I know how this works. So this is, in the world of municipal government, like that Gene knows, this is a public hearing.
Correct.
The selectman, Hales, has put together a proposed budget, you take an input from the public, blah, blah, blah. When does the voting occur to finalize the budget?
If the commissioners are prepared after the public hearing, they can pass the budget today.
Today,
And then it gets sent to the county delegation for their
so
approval
they're
as
final,
well.
so they're the ones actually.
They're the town meeting,
They're like
if
the
you
town
will.
meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But I just, like I said, part of it just trying to get understanding. So, a couple things I have is, and again, not criticizing, just trying to figure out, I got business administration and on selectmen salaries of 3,000 in both school and, I call it the school side, we'll call it the municipal side. That's not a duplicate, that's how you break it out.
Right.
Correct.
No, just, again, seems like we're changing, and Denise is there, so she could probably argue more than I can, or should. We're changing the tax collector's responsibilities, duties, assignments.
That's one way of putting it.
I was trying to be, I've done this for 30 years, so.
So I,
Congratulations.
you all have
Yes.
this document that shows the tax collector versus the selectmen's side. So as you know, in municipal finance, there's a great concern about separation of duties. Typically, you have, in a town, you have the selectman's office, and then you have the tax collector, and there's a very defined line between the two. There's, for the check and balance and financial controls. Originally, when the position, and to be honest with you, I don't know how long this position has existed at Hales. I think we're on our third tax collector, in my memory, up there. But traditionally, that person was charged with doing all the duties for Hales. Over the past couple of years, some of those duties have been increasingly moved to the finance office at county, but not all of them. So we were looking this year to create that direct separation of duties, that delineation between tax collectors' responsibilities and the selectman's office responsibilities.
So if I had to guess, like, the DOE 25 would be the number one. That's usually done by I'll say the school business office.
Right.
And not the tax collector's office,
Right.
as one example.
And the selectmen are also the school board.
Yeah, I know,
Hales.
right.
So when I say selectmen's office,
I
I'm
know.
also referring to the school board for the administrative side. So,
Okay, so my only concern would be the salary was, I don't want to say in half, almost in half. We just wanted to make sure that we're not, she's your employee, but she services us. So it's kind of like and just want to make sure that we're still going to have the tax office open on Fridays and so forth and so on. And I guess my big concern is, after doing this so many years, if this position is cut like it is, does the current person leave because the money is no longer worth it? And how hard is it going to be to find a replacement at the current salary? And I know that you don't have an answer. I'm just throwing that out as like things to consider. Can I get a copy of the recent revaluation that was done at Hales? So the old value, I'll use my address, 116. The old value was, and the new value is. For all the properties that's considered in Hales location.
and so yesterday we had sent the MS1 for 2024 and 2025, so that shows the total
Right.
change in value. But
I'm
you're
looking
looking at for each individual.
I'm looking for 116, 140, whatever, down the line, just
Okay.
how the values changed.
So currently, the Selectman's Office, Administrative Office, does not have access to the Avatar property assessing software. However,
I don't need it today.
we can get that for you from Avatar.
I don't need it today.
Okay.
I'm just
Yep.
asking, so to speak.
Okay.
The elections, while we're here. We all know this 10,000 is a guess, and that's fine. And it's just a pot of money. Just want to let the selectmen know that money is going to be used for, I'm guessing, we're going to probably need a notebook, laptop notebook to keep the checklist. So I know you've got lines for computers, but all this is going to come out of this $10,000. We're going to have to pay somebody to hold the election, and we got 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
Because we had to pick a year that we have 3 elections going on.
Why not rip it off? Yeah.
And then, obviously, I don't know what's going to happen with ballot clerks and whatever. I'm sure there's some money. So all that's going to come out of this 10,000. Whether we move a line or whatever, I just want to let you know that it's just a pot of money right now for how we're going to handle this.
And the Secretary of State's office is working with you?
Say that again?
Is the Secretary of State's office working with Hales to
You want me to be
guide you
serious?
through that? Are you
We
getting the
haven't-
support you need?
We
'Cause
haven't
this is brand
heard,
new.
we haven't heard anything from the Secretary of State's office yet.
You will be.
I'm sure, I'm just answering no, right now, we haven't heard anything.
This is just
I know.
thrown on you.
It's all
I know.
new, it's
Yeah.
whatever. I think that's all I had on, I'll call it the municipal side. On the school side, this budget season and tax rate is is the first time that the new law regarding adequacy aid will take effect for us.
Okay.
I think I'm correct, I just need a confirmation. In other words, you remember, in the old days, we got more money than education costs, and so we were the bullseye, so to speak, right out of the gate for the new funding of adequacy.
And that created a negative tax rate
Yes,
for you, right? Yeah.
I am one of the few up there that understand why this occurred. Believe me, I'm one of the few. I think I'm the only one, being what I did.
As a former superintendent.
That's what I'm saying, I understand. But I think the bill we just got included the regular size of money. I believe this process, because I think I looked at the state DOE and like adequacy money for this process is 13,000
Okay.
and change, you know, I'm like, and the last year, I think we got like something like 100 and something. Can we get a copy of the students that tie out to 175? And you know why I'm asking, that that kind of jumped. And I'm already being asked.
So
I don't know why I'm being asked, but.
I have that information at the office. May I say something, please?
Sure.
I was a little set back when I saw this budget on Wednesday. I was never asked about any of this, wasn't informed of any of this, and I don't feel this is right. You're taking away half of my salary. And I don't understand why I can't continue doing some of this work that I've been doing for 5 years for you people. You know, I feel as though I'm being very mistreated here, and it's not fair.
We're doing it for efficiency more than anything else. It's nothing.
How did this all start, may I ask why? Where this came from?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
we may go into
No,
personnel issues,
Right.
and
That
if
would
you'd
have to
like
be a
to
non-public. It'd
adjourn
have to be
to
a
non-public, or
Let's-
discuss outside of the
let's do
public
the
hearing.
budget. Let's do the budget first.
Okay.
And then we'll
Yeah.
address that.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so I know you got can I get a copy of the list of students that we tie out to the one?
Yeah.
And we just, and I'm sure it's correct, but just, I've already been hit by people. Remind everybody here that we only pay for public education, so if Billy Bob is going to a charter school, I don't believe Hale's responsible for the kid going to a charter school. I'm using that as an example.
We don't have to pay for charter school.
We got the Conway
Conway,
this morning.
yes,
Freiburg.
Had-
and Freiburg,
Yeah.
right.
So what we're showing, and we can compare it to the records that Denise has, is we're showing 6 students, 4 at Freiburg, 2 at Conway, for a total of $146,954.
The number I saw was
Was 170,
175.
so to me, that accounts for 1 extra child, and whether or not the commissioners want to have that buffer in there for 1 extra student in 2026.
In
is
anticipation
your
of we could have somebody
decision.
else.
Mr. Carroll, I am
Yep.
pronouncing that correctly, right? Okay. Had suggested also either retaining some fund balance or perhaps setting up a capital reserve with some of their surplus in the event that more students move in. So that's something that we should talk farther about.
Rather than have the 175, just do
I'll
the.
have the 175, but then also they have quite a surplus right now. I saw
That's my next question.
the
So-
tax rate setting form that I saw yesterday shows that they have a 71% undesignated fund balance right now. And you know that the range is normally, 8 to 20%? So they have they're showing quite a bit of fund balance.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts would be, the budget should be what it is. So if the number for tuition costs is, say, 150.
140 or whatever.
Or whatever,
Okay.
then the line should be
140.
it is what it is.
The actual,
Okay.
the actual as we know it's
Yes.
going to be.
And obviously that would include increases that Conway and Freiburg have told you.
Right.
This is showing for the 26, 27.
Okay, so they've told you 3% or whatever. Okay. So what I would think, for the selectmen to consider, the budgets represent what we know today. And you all know things change. And have in fund balance, some number, I think I recommended 50 to 75,000 as a retainer for either a student comes in or something else happens. We would go to the select, I think I wrote out a little policy.
Yep.
We would go to you, or you would come to whatever and say, we'd like to tap into the surplus for A, B, C, D.
It makes sense to me. Anybody, any thoughts?
And I think we should talk about if you'd rather do it that way or establish a expendable trust, a non-capital reserve that the selectmen are the agents to expend from. Just a different mechanism for doing it and setting some money in there aside so that you don't have to have any special meeting to raise extra from fund balance to do a supplemental. So,
I would ask for fund balance because it's more flexible. When you do an expendable trust or capital reserve, right, you've got to set a purpose. I mean, a purpose.
Correct.
yeah.
If it's in fund balance, the purpose is determined by the request to take money to do whatever X is. So for example.
Other than education.
Right, well, I can give you an example. So we decide we're gonna build a new building for maintenance, office, whatever, and elections is part of it. So we'd like to use 5,000 of surplus to help with the cost of the building. I'm just making up a stupid thing. If you have an expendable trust for tuition, I can't do that.
But that's the whole point.
Right.
So the whole point is to have the trust for tuition in case you need it.
Right, I'm looking for, put it in fund balance, so in case other emergencies or needs
Yeah, but
occur.
you want to be able to take it for other emergencies. If you've got it
Yes.
set up, why?
Flexibility. Just,
People could spend the money without, and then what happens is they spend all the money and somebody shows up, a student shows up, and what happens then?
I'm missing you.
Well-
So we got 75,000 in, let's say, fund balance, just for example. Student X comes in for 50,000. We would, the way I wrote it up, we would come to you and ask, or you would say to us, hey, you've got a kid for 50,000, what do you want to do with it? And we would take the 50 out of fund balance to cover student A. If you have it in a trust fund, that's all I can use it for. I may want to have, like I just said, build a building and we're setting aside some space for elections, which is under property taxes.
The chairman's question is, if you have it there for everything, and you decide to build a building and you use all the money for building the building, then you have a child move in, you don't have any money to pay the tuition.
That's our fault. I'm just giving you
Well,
my,
it's our fault, but it's your fault, but it's our fault.
right,
That was his question.
Because we're the selectmen.
right, but as
No, we're gonna
selectmen
do-
and as
no, we're not
whatever,
gonna
we
do
would
that.
always
In
maintain.
my opinion, and I'm obviously subject to the other commissioners, as selectmen, I would, if we're gonna do a fund for education, and you set it up for education, and you put it in there, and make sure that the money's there so if somebody moves in. Now, and if you need more money, then we'll have to talk about it, if you wanna build something or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, keeping in mind, and we talk about this as commissioners all the time, any procedures we set up, we have to assume we all will not always be here forever, because nobody lives forever.
I understand.
So you never know what the next, except Harold. So the next people may or may not be as
Let's put it
frugal
this
or whatever
way,
as
something
people
is
you
better
have
than
now.
nothing.
And you can do both. You can have the
You could do
Yeah,
both.
you can put in
tuition
another-
trust fund, and then you can have the
Well, you can do that, and then I would probably reduce, if you're gonna put like, again, we're just picking numbers for today, 50,000 in a capital reserve for unexpected tuition,
Right,
then I would reduce the fund balance to like 25,000.
yeah, I mean, you can.
And use the rest of it to
Well, I don't know if
offset.
anybody has the answer for this. So how does it work if a student starts mid-year? Do they charge you just from mid-year?
Prorated days.
They do
Yeah.
prorated, okay. So I mean, the worst case situation is whatever the total student cost is now is the worst you'd ever have to pay for if somebody
Yes.
came into.
So in today's world, I would say no more than 50, 75 in the capital reserve and 25,000 for fund balance.
I mean, it's really kind of up to the voters, Hale's location, how you set, I mean, I would, if I were a resident of Hale's location, I would prefer to see it in a separate fund, just knowing that it's there if somebody moves.
I think you have two.
We have-
To
we
me,
have
that
two.
solves the
Okay.
situation.
All right,
So establishing funds, there are requirements for a public hearing, we'll have to,
All right.
so if we could take the time between now and when the delegation meets to.
Okay, we can do
Yeah,
that.
and I would say the capital reserve should be like 50 and fund balance, no more than 25. You could write it, say up to 25 for the fund balance line.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a big fan of capital reserves. We all have our own opinion on how things should work, but in our town, I'm in Marlboro, we have a ton of money in capital reserves. And it's all for stuff that we know is coming, it's not just putting money away for the sake of it, it's all, we have a 10-year capital improvement plan, and we know what's coming up next. Okay, any other questions on the budget?
I'm fine if I get, again, I don't need those today, tomorrow, but just people are asking me.
So everyone got individual letters with their new assessment? Right? Or,
I don't know if I did.
It should.
okay,
I was
Right.
just gonna say, you should have,
You
because
should have.
typically you're supposed to.
Right, I know.
okay.
I just want a list to see what,
Okay. All right. I don't know if there's any public
Any
questions
public,
about
any
Hales.
public comment, any questions, any,
they-
seeing none.
I'm shouldering 125.
No, I get it. It's not, we're here to help you.
I know.
Did you have anything you want? No?
So how much, okay, my last question was, how much do we have in, I'll say, undesignated fund balance
I emailed it to you.
for a dollar amount, about? I don't need the exact number.
Hold on, it's, we
Well,
have,
the balance in the bank is different than your undesignated fund balance. I saw that on one of the documents that I sent you yesterday. So let me just, I'm talking myself through it to remember. Let's see. What's that? When they set the tax rate this year, the tax rate breakdown, so.
I don't remember the number, but it was
So
fairly
your
substantial.
current amount retained in fund balance is $291,121, which is 71.19%. And the recommended is between 5 and 17, so
We're a little high.
you're about 4 times too much. Yeah.
So
So I don't know if,
So obviously, you could take 75,000 of that, and when you do the capital reserve, just move the 75,000 from undesignated fund balance to a capital reserve. Keep 25 in fund balance, and then the balance would go to offset the 27.
the 26 tax
20.
rate. Yep. When they set it this fall, then the selectmen can make that determination how much to use to offset. Well,
I mean, I think if we do that, we do 75 in capital
Right.
reserve and 25 in fund balance, I don't think we need any more than that. We're not a big town yet.
right.
And that
Not
still
yet.
leaves you a fairly significant
Yeah.
amount of money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that it's a,
Bring down to 191, and then if you retain 17%, would be 70,000. So use 100,000 to offset your tax rate, just generally speaking right now.
right, just shooting from the hip.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to point out on the budget is, and if someone could correct me, I found a Hales location audit for 2020, like an actual audit. It was done by Batchelder back in 2020. Was that the last audit? And then from there, you've done the audit waiver in
Right.
Hales?
Yeah, I don't believe they do an audit. I think one of the things I'm trying to get So Ron is kind of moving out,
Okay,
and somehow I'm moving in.
okay. And Ron is the president
President.
right now? Okay.
And I think what we're gonna end up doing is some changing, but having the accounting firm, I wouldn't say do an audit, because the audit is a lot more expensive, there's a lot more testing required, but there's a thing called a review, where they just review the accounting to make sure that things are properly, I think from going forward, we're gonna end up with a review.
Okay.
So I'll ask Ron what kind of audit forms he's got since 2020. So you want 21, 2, 3, if you can get them, just so you have them.
Because it's been 5 years since there was an audit or review, it could just be a review, in all fairness.
Yep,
I reached out to Vashon Kluke that does the county audits and asked for, first of all, if they'd be willing to add this to the 2026 and at what cost. I threw out a couple of numbers, they don't expect it to be very much money. She wanted to see the last audit, some other DRA forms. I sent that all to her, so I'm expecting an answer soon. So just as a placeholder, I put in $4,000 for an audit.
all right, so our audit though is not like you're talking about. What we're talking about is like audit of the,
Association would be a
yeah,
separate.
you don't want that.
I'm only looking at the
Right.
municipal side. We have nothing to do with.
Yeah, so I don't know what audits have been done
Yeah,
on the, I'll say the municipal side.
okay.
Who'd you talk to with Vashon?
Tammy Webb is the auditor here at the county, so
Know her well.
she's my point
You've
of
done a good job
contact,
for us.
so, yeah. So anyway, that's one new thing, if you will, in the budget proposed.
Should.
Question?
Sorry. Many moons ago, I went to the legislature and advocated that every public entity should have an audit
I agree.
before Kevin from Manchester got it through as the DRA commissioner. So,
And because Hales is so small, and you saw it in your packet today, that they do have the right to waive the audit and have internal work done instead, but, and that's what's been done the last few years, but at least every 5 years, I think it's reasonable to have an auditing
At
firm.
the most, yes.
You know, so
Probably should be more often.
That's-
but-
if
We're
you
not
agree,
talking
it's in
about
here.
a lot of money, but still, it's still
again,
taxpayer money.
I think
so
every public entity should have an
I
audit.
agree.
Thank you. That's the only, other unless the selectmen had other
Seeing-
questions.
Seeing no further questions. Motion to approve the budget.
So moved?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then would you like to have a non-public and so now you're gonna come out of the public hearing and back into Hales?
Do we have to have a separate non-public just for Hales, or can we do it in our regular non-public?
I would do it under Hales, because it's Hales
Okay, then
specific.
we will,
Mr. Chairman, can you please just restate the amount of the budget?
sure.
So there's 3 budget numbers.
Go ahead,
Would you like
Melissa.
me to read them?
Yes, please.
Sure. So for the Hales town budget, unincorporated place budget, the total is $183,061. For the Hales location school, $190,745. And for estimated revenue, $88,635.
Thank you, Madam Director.
Madam Director.
So we will now, oops, yes,
I'm sorry,
Go
so
ahead.
it would be under A for the
yes.
non-public, okay.
We will,
Excuse me, just before we finish, do we need a motion on setting up those funds, or we just gonna do that?
Can we take from now till your next meeting to
Okay, that's
look
fine,
at
whatever.
the
Yep.
option? I can do a
mechanisms,
comparison
how much
of
money
what
to
it
do.
looks
Yeah.
like.
Can we get together?
Sure,
Just,
absolutely.
so if you and I agree, then
The more opinions, the better.
yeah, again, we're here
Sometimes.
to,
I get it.
yeah.
I appreciate it. All right,
So moved.
I'll entertain a motion to go into non-public under our New Hampshire RSA 91-A:32A, public employee dismissal, promotion, compensation, investigation. Roll call. Taylor?
Chandler.
Parker, yes.
McGee, yes.
And Parker seconded, correct?
Yes.
9:59.
In the interest of the weather, can we go to the non-public room and not
Yes.
make the public go outside? Okay. Thank you. I'm looking out for you.
See you later.
You owe me one.
All right, good to see you, thanks for coming.
Actually, now that you mention it, we should have it here because it's warm.
Now it's warmer in there.
You're going, I can't go, just you. I think you follow them.
Let's see if I can walk. 17th.
Peter, thank you for making the trip.
We all help each other and it's easier.
Thank you, and for all of your help with the DOE stuff this year.
Of course.
Get read in public.
Okay, are you ready?
Just one moment, please, I gotta turn the fan off. Or else nobody can hear
If
me.
I catch pneumonia because of
Really, I was just gonna say
GovernmentOversite.com,
that.
I'm sending you a bill.
I gotta turn the heat off so I can hear you.
Once again, if I catch
I
pneumonia
don't
because
want
of
to
government
keep the
oversight.
heat on.
What? We're not turning the heat off, are we?
Well, he doesn't turn the
I
heat
turned it on, I turned it up so you'd warm
We
up
can't hear you, you have soft voices.
at all.
All right, we'll work on it.
It doesn't work the opposite
Sit closer,
direction.
that's why we got
It
you.
works for you, we can hear you.
Oh yeah, I thought these people were supposed to be closer. What
I
happened?
don't
Yeah, who put the table back to the way it was?
Delegation
I think
hearing.
Melissa did it.
The delegation hearing.
You guys need a microphone or something.
I think
up
they're
there.
trying to.
Come on and sit over here, Dallas, anytime.
We're men in a meeting. You're supposed to talk from your
Excuse me,
core.
we have more than just men here.
Ed, are
We
you
have
ready to
women.
rumble here?
Yes,
And
We on?
Melissa.
it's 10:29.
All right, I need a motion.
So moved.
Come on, non-public,
Second.
and civil minutes.
And, for the issue, statewide.
For the issue of
Hey,
disclosure with diverse reputation of person out of the public.
so moved to what you said.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we will come out of Hale's location and go back into our regularly scheduled meeting at whatever time it is, 10:30.
10:30?
10:30.
Thank God this morning.
And now we have retiree dental. Step right up, Director.
We're not giving you dental.
Come again?
We're not giving you dental.
Cedric, your back is still here.
Linda Matchett.
Director Matchett, fire away.
Okay. We currently allow retirees to elect to be on our dental program. I don't know when that went into effect. It was in effect when I got here. I think it's been in effect long.
As far as anyone can remember.
And they pay.
They pay the 100% of the premium.
They pay their premium.
Correct. The issue we're running into now is that with our changes in finance programs, and the finance people can explain it better than I, but I believe it has to do with checks and balances and separation of some things. We need to maintain records on them, and in order to do that correctly, we're using QuickBooks.
Yes.
And that's the only thing we're using QuickBooks for.
That subscription.
To the tune of a little over $1,000 a year, and it creates additional work kind of outside. It's kind of a weird one-off thing. After some conversations, we thought we'd come to you and talk about the feasibility of abolishing that benefit for the retirees. It would be June 30th, which would be the end of our plan year. Open to discussion, but it's creating extra work, it's
I
extra
mean,
money.
is the extra work or is it the money?
There's,
Oh, and we have 6 retirees on it.
for 6 people, we pay about
Okay.
$1,200 a year for the software, plus the time, staff time it takes to input the information, prepare the invoices, collect the money, et cetera. I would like to discontinue.
What do we have to do for reports?
Yeah, what's the solution to this problem?
It's discontinuing
that
the
benefit.
offering, that we can't find any reason why. There's a requirement, and I can't speak to a period of time when employees are allowed, after they retire or they quit, to keep their medical, dental,
Yeah.
but some of these have been on there for, as far as I can tell, like 20 years.
All right.
So is
Former
the-
commissioners,
So is the
former
premium through the
spouses, I
through
don't.
our insurance significantly cheaper than they would be able to get it from somebody else privately?
I don't know that. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
what
still-
private dental insurance
Yeah, well,
costs.
that's not uncommon. I still get the legislative dental.
We had dental?
Yeah. Well, I don't get it, I pay for it.
The only thing we're required to do for the vested
Sorry.
employees is to offer them, they get the subsidy and they get the medical, but we're not required to do the
Well,
dental.
I'm
But
assuming that,
when you say you have to do some bookkeeping, I don't know what you have to do. I don't
They're on our
understand.
bill, so they have to be separated out. And then they are sent, the retirees are sent invoices. They pay the county.
Who's the dental with?
Anthem, same group we have for everything.
They won't bill the people?
No,
No, they will not.
because they're on our plan.
Why don't we change to a plan where they will?
They won't.
But they
Either
can't.
it has to be a,
Well, Delta Dental
Corporate-
does.
we just signed on. That's all.
We're on,
Yeah, we don't have that.
we know
But
that.
anyway, whatever. I don't support eliminating a benefit on at least that short notice, 5 months.
Would you be amenable
But-
to, I'm
Or
I'm
give
try-
them-
The only thing I would say, if it was up to me, I would say, make everybody aware that the people that are here are grandfathered in, and after that, well,
that's where I was going with
that's
that.
what
if we
I don't
had
feel,
that
I don't like
compromise.
taking it away from.
I don't want to take away from them either, especially since they're paying. If
No,
we had a problem with
yeah.
people paying, that's a different
Yeah,
story.
For $1,000. I mean, I know it's time for you guys, but I would prefer not to do
But
that.
I would say phase them out, grandfather what we have now, and just don't do it anymore.
okay.
All right.
It's kind of like
So-
Slinky, the Slinky policy.
We'll record that in the minutes and we'll, have that as our policy going forward. I
Didn't
will,
need to take a vote, yeah.
I'll work with the office to set up, because it's only 6 people, I don't know why we were paying QuickBooks for managing 6 people. And I don't know
Is there any
why.
other way to do it besides use QuickBooks?
We will come up with a system in Excel
Yeah, see
to
if there's-
track
right,
it,
see if there's another way to
so
do
we're
it.
not paying that
Right.
$1,200 a year
That would be the
to
answer.
bill
That would be
6
the answer.
people.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Okay, problem
Does that
solved.
sound?
Okay, great, yeah, just
Okay,
trying to
good.
be
Mr.
stewards of the
Chairman?
money
Yes.
and
We have
don't
to go
wanna.
back into
All right.
Hales.
Okay.
Okay, in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for that. Thanks,
Yeah,
Linda.
yeah, sure.
Okay, we'll come up with a plan.
Commissioner Parker has stated we need to recess.
Oh, we have to vote on the new policy that we didn't vote on, that we said we have to vote on.
To recess, we will recess and go back into Hales.
Yes,
We have to vote on that in public.
yes.
A motion to do that?
Yes,
Oh, you
so
don't need a
moved.
motion. We're going to recess and go back into Hales at
10:35.
10:35.
Okay.
I move, if that's okay with you, Mr. Chairman, that we adopt the proposed, listed here on this page, 2026 Hales location tax collection and administrative duty separations of what each definition of what the tax collector does and what the administrative assistant does, which is a long list that I will gladly make available to the public if they ask for a copy, but you do not want to let me read this off because you fall asleep. But I move that we adopt this new policy moving forwards from this date.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And again, it's available to the public.
It's just a long list of separation of duties, cleaning stuff up.
We will return to our regular meeting at 10:36.
And I don't have anything else for you other
No,
than,
no, no,
No
no
executive
executive
director
director report.
other than that packet of stuff, if you guys could sign those old
Already signed.
Okay.
prior
I'll
meeting
do that.
minutes, the
I find it-
jail
We don't have
contract.
non-public.
I find it hard to believe.
We
we've
have
not signed
commissioner,
minutes.
we have public comment.
Mr.
Unless we
Chairman?
have
No,
commissioner.
sit down.
Hang on one second. Yes, Ed.
Oh, you can make, let Fred
Commissioner,
go first.
commissioner comment?
No.
What? Non,
Oh,
public
I got plenty
comment.
of comments.
Public comments.
Yes, Fred Kane from Wolfboro. Thank you very much for stepping up for those retirees. I think that's the right thing to do, even if it does cost the county a little bit. If we told them they're getting it, I think we still should move forward, and I think that was the right decision. Can we be up to date on what our budget is? You guys had a budget that you presented to the delegation back in November. What's the status on it? Are we?
Question you should ask the delegation.
Well, we can tell you what we know.
We tell you what we did, it's up to them to finalize it, which I think you already.
We submitted the budget, I believe, November 23rd or
Yes.
22nd.
Something like that.
And according to statute, the delegation has 20 days to hold a public hearing
Which they did not do.
Which they did not do. They held it December 18th, and since that time, we really have had no communication with the delegation or the chairman. At the time we submitted the budget, we advised all the delegation members to reach out to us if they had questions. We haven't heard of, with a couple of minor exceptions, we haven't heard from anybody, so we're assuming that they're all pretty happy with the budget. It's only a 3% increase, and we're going to proceed accordingly. Chairman Adelini, I believe, has indicated he's not going to address the budget or the hearing until sometime in March, which,
Oh, really? I didn't know.
it's supposedly it's not going to be right away. So, which is unfortunate because it takes us through the first quarter without having an approved budget. But and as a point of reference, the Belknap County delegation is meeting this coming week to approve the vote on their budget, assuming they will vote to approve it. So.
I'm sorry,
Yes,
I just was gonna
And
check.
the delegation has until March 31st to approve our budget,
Right.
at which time it goes into effect as written by the commissioners if they do not approve it, which they always have in the past, or they've voted on in the past. But to answer your question, we really don't know beyond this when we're going to have it approved.
Okay, yeah, I mean, we're into February now. February's, short month, as everyone knows.
We've submitted a capital improvements plan with a lot of projects that we'd like to do, and we obviously can't proceed forward with those until we know if we're going to have the money. So waiting until the end of March is ridiculous, but we have no control over the delegation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So basically, the next time you're going to see the delegation, at least the executive committee would be during this all these transfers, correct?
The line item transfers?
Correct.
Yeah, they have to approve the line item transfers.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, so we're going to be ready to explain to them why we have all that extra money?
Yes.
Well, I might point out, they don't have to. They don't have to do it.
The executive committee has to authorize all of the line item transfers.
They don't have to.
If they don't want to.
If they don't want to.
Right.
I thought the law stipulates that they have to approve all line item transfers.
They do, if they're done,
Over
but if they don't do
$1,000.
them,
Over $1,000.
I don't believe there's any, I'm just saying, if they don't want to do them, they don't have to do them. If they get approved, to approve them, they have to approve them. To do the transfer, it has to be done, but they could choose to just ignore it, I guess, if they want to.
No, I believe they have to
Is
vote
there
on it.
something I'm missing?
I believe they have to
Yeah.
vote. It says they have to approve any line item transfer
Yeah.
over $1,000.
Correct. So
They
that's what I'm
have to-
saying.
It doesn't, okay, maybe this is semantics, but I'm just saying they don't have to approve it, do they?
Yes, the
Well,
law.
according to
the
Chairman
law has
Avellini
changed.
last year.
They have to
who-
approve it in order for it to take place.
Right.
That's correct.
Yes.
But if they don't approve it, it doesn't take place, and that's their prerogative whether to meet and approve them or
Oh,
not.
that's what you're saying.
Yes.
Is it right? Am I?
Yeah, you actually hit it on the head on that one.
Yeah.
Could be
Yeah, but
employed
doesn't
in your
it-
material this year.
But how can you not, okay, so they go through anyway? Is that what you're saying? If they don't attend to it, then it just automatically happens?
No.
Not the
No.
line
It turns into a
transfers.
bookkeeping nightmare.
No.
So the
Okay.
funding transfer law is that a department head has to present to the commissioners an explanation and an amount, and the commissioners approve it, and then once the executive committee approves it, then it gets corrected in our budget. But
What
if
we're
the
saying
executive
is-
committee never meets or they choose not to approve them, we'll just leave the lines over.
Well, our problem is we have a very slow to borderline non-responsive executive committee. I wouldn't say non-responsive, but it's extremely slow.
I was only speaking to the reason why there were so many and also the large amount of money.
Well, you know,
That's the only thing I'm talking to.
I'm looking forward to an answer on the large amount of
And
money.
that's all I was talking about, really.
And this is typical at the end of the year as we're closing out the year to have more line item transfers at the end of the year. In years past, it was normal to have between 25 and 40 for the year, so.
And my second part of my question would be the encumbrances. There's all signed contracts for all those things to encumber that money. That's all been looked at. And,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Just don't want any surprises.
And again, we've made it known to them we're available for any questions they have individually or as a group or whatever. if they want to reach out and ask us about the budget, we'd be happy to answer any questions they have.
And thank you, Mr. Chairman, for allowing me to ask questions during the meeting. I try to keep them very short and concise.
There's been a source of great debate on that.
Well, you're welcome. We try to let everybody have their say.
Look at this guy.
Fred, continue on.
Can I follow up on the line item transfer?
Yes.
I know we talked about maybe upping that from $1,000.
That's in the legislative process.
Right, okay, so that's,
It was
it's in the
approved through the
process.
Senate, it's going, actually, it's almost approved through the Senate. It should be heading to the House probably in the next couple of weeks.
Thank you very much.
And it's going to take it from $1,000 to $10,000.
Thank you.
It still depends on the House approving it themselves. So,
And I just have one last comment about that specifically.
Yes.
With the, not this board, but the history of the county, I would certainly leave the $1,000. Because what I see happening is that we're going to start losing track of this again. I think it's very important to even, since the delegation authorizes the budget as it is, per line item, I think it's better to leave it at any changes over 1,000. It's just my personal opinion, after what happened in the past. Because you're not always going to be here. So I think there has to be a strong...
is that an endorsement?
We discussed that, actually, and there was at one point, it was discussed about not having a limit, and we didn't feel that was...
No, we actually...
We feel that was appropriate for the reasons you just stated.
Yeah.
Which is, we won't always be here, and
He came down and testified in Concord. We had senators and say, well, this is ridiculous. Why did you put a dollar amount on this? You should, just take it off. And said, no, we want a dollar amount. It's more than 1,000, but an average generator repair around here, we find out costs around 5,000 or 6,000. That's the range we're looking at, just so we can deal with generators or any other emergency that's coming along. But we did officially turn down, and I talked to Senator McConkey, we do not want unlimited line item.
And honestly, with all respect to the past, the systems we have in place now are much better, a lot of transparency, more eyes looking at everything, and chances of it being abused are less. I won't say it's non-existent, but I'd say it's much less.
You do have a valid point. We don't know who's going to sit here in the future.
Yes, and we are well aware of that.
And I would just point you to a very, I think it's a 2014 news article, and the news article title is Carroll County, Dental for the Dead and No Longer Employed. So there was an issue where people were using
We're
insurance.
well aware of that.
I'm
well aware
I'm
of
glad
that.
you're well aware.
Well aware.
So when I heard you say there were 6 people retirees, I would also look at what was the retiree agreement? If it was legally agreed to that they were going to have dental, and that's how it was going to be, then I think they should have it. But if it was not the agreement, how does that happen? It kind of troubles me that I don't know.
I thought you were going with
They don't actually have dental. They have the ability to stay on our plan at their own expense.
And they're paying for it, so it's not, we're not paying for it.
Okay. Thank you.
So I did ask the question, who is alive?
Any other questions, Dallas?
I have a question.
Yes.
It's about your insurance. How much do the county employees pay for their premiums? What percentage does the county pay? Do you know?
85.
Excuse me?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I got 2 different answers.
No, you got
the same-
85 out of
you got
both.
the
You got 85 for
You
both.
got the same answer.
Delving from the back of the room.
We both said 85.
Okay,
So the medical insurance, we pay 85% of the premium.
Okay.
The dental premium, the county pays 100%. There's 2 levels, there's a core plan and a high plan.
Right.
The county pays 100% of the core single plan.
okay.
If you want anything above that, to add a person or to go higher, you pay the difference.
Okay. So I realize that you don't use Delta Dental anymore?
No, we
Because-
bundled and went.
Yeah, so your insurance is gone. It's not good for the employees anymore. Just letting you know, because dental coverage is not covered the way it used to be.
No, it's pretty good.
No, I'm not gonna argue the point with you, I know for a fact. Okay, second of all, I realize the school pays 90 to 95% of the premium, so I'm just wondering why they're not getting that option here as well, considering school teachers only work 180 days a year. So, just questions I have.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say we're saving you taxpayer dollars, but then you raised a point about the 180 days.
so, it was just the thought I was having, and there's other things, and I don't want to belabor a bunch of things. I was just wondering about that. Thanks.
All righty.
Spoken like a true future state representative.
Commissioners, any further business?
No, you've been fun to play with today, you've been great.
No?
Do you mind
Seeing no-
do you mind if I add a couple of things?
You
had
may.
your chance.
If anyone has concerns about the current medical or dental coverage, it would be extremely helpful if they would put them in writing or make a call to myself or HR so we can notate those concerns. Just putting it out there.
I
'Cause
was
that's
just asking.
It's important, especially if people are covered by those plans, that we know how's it going. Secondly, I'm very familiar with Dental of the Dead.
And no longer employed.
I think I
Do we
still,
really want to go
I
here?
think I still have the paper cuts to prove all the papers that were going through in that time period. I just want to put it out there to assure you that now that this has been an ongoing practice for several years now, the medical bills, the dental bills, all types of insurance bills go through several hands for checking again to make sure that we're actually paying for the people who should be covered under the plan. And that happens every month. So I just
If
wanted
they're
to
sending us checks, it's okay.
let you know it's come a long way in those 10 years. So that's all. Thank you.
And I just have three more items.
No, you don't.
One, I want it on the record that I believe we should get any information we need to investigate the decommission bond for solar if that ever happens.
Yep.
And
He's got a.
I also want to know, you need to look into the insurance coverage for such a structure with Primex to see what happens, because this area has a tendency to have hailstorms and tornadoes, and if such happens, what happens to the taxpayer? My final one's very important because there's an issue in many municipalities and school districts, I'll put it that way, where staff is not getting a good survey out to the other staff employees about who manages them and how they feel. Last week we talked about a third-party survey. I would definitely say it's an extraordinarily good idea to do that.
Thank you.
To use a third-party company to do the survey.
But we're proceeding with that.
And good, because last time I heard, you were thinking about it, so I didn't know if you had made that decision in public. Because I think this is important, because school districts and other municipalities need to make sure the staff can accurately be treated, or accurately feed back to the elected officials how they're being treated.
Thank you. Where did we
Thank
leave,
you.
where did we leave
We
that?
left it under consideration. Commissioner Chandler had some concerns about it, so we tabled it till a future meeting.
Commissioner Chandler?
I still have the same concerns, but go ahead. My
I thought
concern,
maybe,
no, my concern is having people on the staff doing the review. I don't mind an independent review or whatever you want to do. It just doesn't make any sense to me to have the people involved that are being reviewed doing the reviewing. I'm sorry, but
Well-
no big deal to me, one way or the other.
Director Matchett, step up for just a second.
Since you're
Yes,
about
sir.
to be reviewed and talk
Thanks for
about the
sticking around.
reviews.
Are there any, what is the alternative to do it this way? Other than doing the regular review of stuff?
Well, there are various schools of thought as to how to do employee annual performance evaluations. 360 has been around for a long time, the concept being that it is a fuller review. And so, for example, I work for you folks, we interact quite a bit, that's fine, you have that one view. But I have 300 employees who are my customers. Maybe it's a good idea for you to hear from my customers how I'm doing my job. I do have a staff, not all managers have staff, they manage a function. But I may look like I'm doing a great job managing my staff, but the reality may be, or my employees' perception is, no, they don't feel they're being managed to the best of the ability to where they could be managed. So it's an opportunity to get a fuller viewpoint of employees, especially management employees.
But that wasn't my.
So that's what this is.
That's what the 360 is, but is there an
That's-
alternative to the 360 review process?
No.
I think you should just
just-
answer the question, no.
No, there isn't, right? There really
Must be a
isn't.
politician.
Just translating for you. I understood you perfectly the first time around.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Anyway,
I don't
so yes, the
understand-
alternative is to not do it and do it just a
The way we've been
standard
doing it, right.
performance evaluation where the manager does the person.
But the thing with the 360 is you get a fuller picture of what's going on.
But why don't you, if whoever does this can solicit comments from the employees, they don't need to be part of what is being suggested, or what I understand, even though I don't understand much of what we were presented, I'll be perfectly honest, that was very confusing to me.
I apologize for not being more clear.
No, it wasn't you, it was the company that
The
Okay.
materials
presented that
were.
thing. But anyway,
Okay.
they never did get to what they were actually gonna do, in my opinion. I'm sorry.
Yeah, actually, you've got a point there.
But having said that, whoever does this can solicit the employees for comments, other than having some of the employees being on the actual board of the review.
I
That's
thought the
my
360 was
complaint.
a solicitation and no employees were involved, correct?
That's correct.
And I might be mistaken, but I believe the way they solicit opinions from peers and subordinates is by creating an anonymous survey and collecting that data.
That's fine.
They're not actually sitting across from their boss and telling them what a great or terrible job they're doing.
But if I'm,
Where they're picking certain people that understand what that role should be and how it functions, and then they're sending out an anonymous survey that they can take online and fill out a questionnaire.
but as part of this I call it the board of whoever is each particular department sitting on that board are employees of that manager. That's my understanding.
I never got that
They were
impression.
part of the process.
I'm not
of
sure what you're referring to as
soliciting
the board.
I
You
always
have-
got the impression that 360 was done by outside consultants that took input in from, anonymously from employees. I didn't think there was any, I don't think these two are on the board of the survey.
Correct. The consultants would analyze the data that they collect through anonymous input.
And they're also going to interview the person who's being reviewed. They're also going to interview them.
And Mr. Chairman, years ago, Amanda Bevar tried, when there was an issue at the county nursing home, she tried to put suggestion boxes in there, and it did not work.
Does not
because people are intimidated, they don't want to say things, and it just did not work. This takes that all
Sit down, Fred.
out. That takes that all out of the equation. And it has to be anonymous, because many times in these facilities, especially in municipalities, people are intimidated.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
And you can't accurately you as commissioners can't accurately get a picture of how your upper employees are actually doing.
Yeah,
This is a relatively inexpensive job. I mean, I think we were at $5,000 to do this. In my personal opinion, I think it's worth doing at least one time to see what the value is.
Yeah, I don't see it need to be done annually.
No,
but
I think you do it
certainly
one
think
time,
it's-
see how productive it is, see what they come up with, and I would do it just as a,
Without belaboring the point, can I ask this again? Were we not told, and please do not hurt my feelings if we weren't told anything, that employees of certain departments were actually on this, I call it the board or whatever, they were part of this process to review the comments of people.
Oh,
They're-
no,
No.
no,
no,
no.
no.
That we were not told that.
I don't recall
Okay, no, that's fine, just say no.
I don't recall
That's good
stating
enough.
I
that.
think you're confusing that with that heads of departments would be
The employees
reviewed.
are going to give input, but they're not going to review.
Yeah, they're not the ones
They're not
looking, each
reviewing.
individual
No,
employee
I expect
inputs.
employees give their.
But
Right,
they're
but they're not
not
gonna
reviewing the
review.
They're part
data.
of the
The consultants
process.
are
Two bids
reviewing
or
the
one
data.
We had two,
We had two bids.
and one was recommended.
Which
Blue-
one?
Blue something.
Blue
Lion.
Blue
Lion
Lion,
versus the
yeah.
Letty Group.
Quickly, Fred.
Yes, the suggestion box that
Oh my
was
God.
presented there, that Ed had one of the problems that I've known years is the suggestion box was put right under the camera. And when people put the suggestions
Nice,
in,
wow, that's
the
not subtle at
department
all.
heads go and they review.
No, that was
Do you
a
think
story, that was a
that
story worth listening to.
Do you think that made a difference?
I think it does, and I think if you're gonna have a suggestion box, it's gotta be in a place that, you know, they don't
Make a
look at.
picture of it, like a
Put
suggestion box,
something.
put a big camera over it.
Wow.
All right, thank you.
Well, that's terrible.
Well, Mr. Chairman, then I move that we accept Blue Lion's
Blue Lion.
proposal for a 360 review of county employees.
I'll second that.
Specifically, the department heads.
Specifically the department.
I'll second that,
What Melissa said.
unless you want to second it.
I do not.
Okay.
I don't even want to vote for it.
Okay, well, in that case, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed?
Probably no.
Okay.
Probably.
Can't register a
That was a
problem.
That's a
definite
maybe
maybe.
no.
I
And
understand.
then when later, when it comes back the way he wants, he goes, well, I was a maybe yes on that. I wasn't a sure no.
All right, we will proceed with that.
Okay.
We'll get that going.
Sooner or later, we have
Yep.
to make a decision, so we might as
We
well.
still move faster than other people.
I have
What's
no
that?
We
problem.
still move faster than other
But
people.
move pretty fast, I think so.
Thanks for bringing it up, Ed.
Okay, seeing no further business, unless anybody's got anything, we will adjourn till I call the chair.
Yay, and I can go to Concord and do this all over.
Okay, clock is
And
10:59.
I would like sometime if we could explain what that company is actually doing.
My understanding is they reach out to the people that
Can't
work
we
for
have
the
someone do this?
company. Get their, anonymous, they do not go, they send it out to all the people reply, but the replies do not have names on them. And then they look at it and evaluate, that's my understanding.
But in reading, did you read their proposal?
Yeah.
If you could understand what they were proposing, if you could, I applaud you.
But then you just.
We'll
Mr.
get-
Speaker.
We'll get some clarification on that.
You're gonna be amazed about it.
I'm not,
I'm sorry. Okay, thanks for sticking around.
Need your engagement.
I'm not.
We had a lot going on.
I think I have a
No,
pretty
you were
good,
great.
I'm very engaged, by the way.
Right.
I spent